Everybody, and welcome to the Community Service and Economic Development Committee meeting held on this day, December 12th. Clerk Everett, can we have, Clerk Errett, can we have calling of the roll?
Chair Andrew Dick.
Present.
Reeve Amo. Councillor Green.
Present.
Chair Andrew, we do have quorum.
Thank you. We are going to do a land acknowledgement. As we gather, we would like to acknowledge on behalf of Council and our community that we are meeting on the traditional territory of the Algonquin people. We would like to thank the Algonquin people and express our respect and support for their rich history. And we are extremely grateful for their many and continued displays of friendship. We also thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. All right. Do we have any declaration of interest? Hearing none, we're going to move on to presentations, delegations, and petitions. Do I have to do a mover for delegations? All right, so we have presentation from the Community Service Monthly Department Update presented by Director Thompson and Specialist Fraser. Director Thompson, you have the floor.
Thank you, Chair. I'm going to pass it over to Specialist Fraser to go through the report.
Thank you. I'm just waiting for that to pop up on the screen. Anyone want to tell a joke?
It's just a little bit.
No, that's fine. So I'll just touch on, we are meeting a week earlier than we typically do. So this is a 3-week update as opposed to a full month. Yeah, it's just coming here.
Clerk Everett's on this.
Clerk Eric. I know.
I did.
Perfect. So we're ready to roll. So last 3 weeks, November 15th to December 6th, when this report was submitted, heavy focus on the Santa Claus Parade, winter program guide. A lot of the programs you're able to register for now, so that took up some time. We had a white ribbon vigil last week in conjunction with the Renfrew Public Library. We also had our staff Christmas party since then, and we're also focusing on the New Year's Eve dinner and dance and the Free Year's Eve. We, like I said, had the staff Christmas party that was put on by our department. We had over 80 staff and guests attend. Thank you for attending. It was a fun evening. All of the prizes, which I was really excited about, were purchased in Renfrew. So we did support downtown businesses as well as some other Renfrew businesses for our prize table. Santa Claus Parade, this was definitely the biggest focus we had the last 3 weeks. So we had 51 floats participate this year. We did have sponsorship last year from my research, but I didn't see the amount that they received. We did kind of a tier of sponsorship, so we had our title sponsor of Excite Enterprises, and then it kind of went down from there. So we had $3,700 total in sponsorship money, which is then allocated to expenses such as the OPP costs, the armory's cost, goodie bags, all of the stuff that was associated with the Santa Claus Parade. And we did work with a lot of different community organizations in partnership, and helped with the community outreach part of our job. After the Santa Claus Parade, we went over to the rec center and had Santa there, so you had pictures with Santa. We handed out over 150 goodie bags. We did make up 400, so a little bit overkill on the amount that we made up. We donated a lot of them to the Renfrew Food Bank, and then we put out some at the Renfrew Public Library, downstairs at Town Hall, as well as with the Chamber and at the rec center to give away to any children that come in. And so far I've replenished the Town Hall ones a couple times, so they're going out. We also had a hot chocolate station, craft stations, coloring station, and a station to mail letters to Santa, which all went over really well while people waited for their pictures with Santa. And that was wrapped up by 8 p.m. Also, we had a wreath workshop that was held at the Visitor Information Center. I was in attendance for this, which was lovely to see. A lot of people don't know about the Visitor Information Center, so we are trying to utilize that a lot more for programs and events. It's a great location if it's under 30 people. Lots of natural light coming in, and yeah, this was just a really fun workshop to bring in that holiday spirit. This happened after my report was submitted, but we did have the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women. That is always on December 6th. So we were in partnership with the Renfrew Public Library and put that on at Town Hall in Low Square, had a candlelit vigil. There were 17 people in attendance. We did have some news stories and stuff on that as well. I was on ZTV Morning Live, so it was great to be, have Renfrew recognized in such a large capacity. Program guide, again, these are just some snippets throughout the program guide. We do have 24 pages in there, lots of different programs happening in the next 3 months, lots of partnerships and events happening as well. That last slide on the bottom right is just our external contacts, which I think is important to include in our winter program guide. These are all the outside organizations that rent our facilities to have their own programs. So someone like karate, they might contact me and say, hey, I want to sign up for karate. Well, it's not a Town of Renfrew program, but I can definitely direct you as to where to go, and it is important to support those other organizations and individuals that offer recreation and other programs in the town. These are just some upcoming programs that we have. 2 of these have already taken place, so we had 2 ornament making workshops, and we did have some free fitness/dance workshops as well. So one happened on the weekend, one happened yesterday, one's happening tonight. And those are just all to get some interest rolling for some series of the programs moving forward in January and February. Another pickleball clinic. We've got 2 amazing volunteers that do these clinics every month for us for free. And it's just, again, for beginners, people that haven't played pickleball before, giving them that experience for free, and then they can sign up for our Monday or Tuesday pickleball time slots. Again, this is another partnership with the Renfrew Public Library. Thank you, Maggie. We're really happy to partner with them when we can, and this is one of their large events. So it's a holiday evening at the library next Thursday, December 21st. That is the first day of winter, so we're also doing a solstice walk out on Algonquin Trail. So we're pumped about that. I hope everyone can attend. Again, that's next Thursday, December 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. at the library. For New Year's Eve, still have to get out a promotional poster for this, and it's sneaking up. So that's in the morning of New Year's Eve, Sunday, December 31st. There's a breakfast of cereals, muffins, croissants, juice, coffee, tea, and then we also have a magician coming. Public skating the whole morning, games, all of that fun stuff. And Domino's Pizza also reached out when they saw for New Year's Eve in our winter program guide and want to donate some pizzas for lunch at 11 a.m. So we'll also have some lunch provided as well. And then New Year's Eve dinner and dance. We're getting good with the sales here. We're up to 74 tickets sold as of right now, hoping to get to 100 tickets. They're $60 a piece. We've got a catered dinner happening at my FM Center, followed by a live band of Richmond Ramblers. Community outreach. So we are still working with Kate Monahan and Becky Wright with the CS Murray grant. Some stuff has come to council with that, but they've been doing their focus groups and have some reports to come to council soon. We're also working with DCAR for our Arts Heritage Culture Master Plan. They've started to reach out to some local groups and organizations to get some feedback. I've had a call from the high school of, hey, who are these people? Because they're reaching out, they want to connect with our students, so they're kind of fact checking, right, to make sure that it's a legit thing, which it is, and we're excited for that to continue on. We're finalizing our MOU with the Golden Age Activity Center. Kelly, I believe that is almost done as of, yeah, it's just, okay, ink is drying. We did a grant for our Canada Day celebration, so that's submitted as well this month. We started interviewing for a program assistant in our department, which is exciting to kind of sustain what we've got going on here, and we're also working on our 2024 budget. That is all I have for you. Do you have any questions or comments?
Thank you very much for the amazing report. Councillor Degree, do you have any questions? Councillor Degree, you have the floor.
Through you, Chair Andrew Dick. Just two comments, actually. The first one is I just want to recognize the Santa Claus Parade was really well done this year, and I think Councillor Andrew Dick has some things he wants to add to it next year, so it's going to be even better. So I want to thank you for that. And just a quick question with the floats. There was 51, sorry, this year. Do you know what there was last year? Just for curiosity.
Through you, Chair. So last year they had about 35 registered. The date did get changed very last minute due to a blizzard happening. They ended up with about 28 that were in the parade last year.
Quite a few more than this year. Perfect. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Councillor Degree. So yes, just to echo what Councillor Degree said, the Santa Claus Parade was really, really good. Facebook Live, I haven't checked the numbers, but the last I checked, I think was 2,500 views. Up over 3,000 now, and like it was absolutely amazing. And for us, me and Rudy just doing it kind of off the cuff and not really being prepared, I think it went over well, and we got some really good ideas for next year, and we got a full year to do it, and I'm sure you guys will do an awesome job. All right, hearing no more questions. Before we move on, I want to apologize. I do have to declare a pecuniary interest on 2 items. I don't know why I didn't do it, because I guess because me being chair, I never thought of it. But anyways, I have 2 issues. One would be D.2.2, the additional naming rights at my FM Center. I can't speak on the MyFM portion of that. And then D.2.3, the MyFM Center leases, I can't speak or comment on the MyFM lease.
We may need to pause the meeting so you and I can look at the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act if he can be by himself or whatever.
That's what I was wondering, because Peter's, Revimo's not here. Can Councillor Gurry do it all by himself? Do you want to do a 5-minute recess? I do apologize to the public for this and everybody in the room. I just didn't think of it, and I'm calling it now. All right, we're going to take a 5-minute recess, and we will be back. Welcome back, everybody, to the Community Service and Economic Development Committee meeting. We do apologize about that, but as many in the town know, I am employed for MyFM in Renfrew here. So we just wanted to make sure that we were doing everything correctly by municipal law. So bear with us as I read some of the stuff that we came up with. So D.2.3. We are going to pull the MyFM lease portion out of this report because due to the Municipal Conflicts of Interest Act requires a minimum of 2 members if declarations are made, which a declaration has been made. And you're right, I can't read the writing. Therefore, the other leases contained in D.23 is okay for me to talk about, but we're going to remove the MyFM lease and bring it directly to council. All right, so we're good on 2.3. And then we researched and looked, and D.2.2 and D.2.4, there is no conflict of interest on my part, as the naming rights have already been done with MyFM, and this is more about naming rights open to the public, and this is not impacting me or my interests. And this is talking about the additional tenant spaces. Also, again, no impact on my interest. I think we nailed it there. So we are going to go back up to D. Thank you. Thank you. We're not there yet. We are going to go back to presentations, delegations, and petitions. C.2, presentation of the Renfrew Public Library monthly update, presented by Director Thompson and Deputy CEO Murdoch. You have the floor, Director Thompson.
Thank you, Chair, and I'm going to pass this over to Deputy CEO Murdoch to present.
Thank you. So November was busy at the library. We had, it's the annual Dino-November, so in the children's department, they had dinosaurs all month long, a lot of programming that was very well attended. They also had the BIAC Indigenous group in, and it was completely full. The registration was full for that. And we also had community members reach out about being able to bring school groups to the library for the BIAC presentation. But because we are limited by space, they're going to look to host that themselves within the schools. So we're glad to help them make that connection. In the adult department and teen department, we had quite a few programs, book clubs and craft programs. We also had, for stats, approximately 3,000 visits to the library. And we had around 40 new people who joined us with new memberships. That doesn't include anyone who's just renewing their membership. Over 3,500 items circulated. That includes books, DVDs, audiobooks. Approximately 140 new titles were added to the collection, and over 200 interlibrary loans were borrowed and lent. Our interlibrary loan service is very popular, and we lend to all the libraries in Ontario, so that's great. We have lots of dedicated volunteers, so about 9 helped us out this month, and with over 50 hours of dedicated service. We also fundraised over $200. That also includes our donations. We would have had more, but we had an incident at the library. Approximately 100 teens and adults joined us for programs this month, and over 200 children joined for programs. Just some faces of our patrons. We have the RCI Life Skills class, who we always enjoy when they visit the library. And Marion, who is a longtime library patron, and she's also a volunteer for us. And John, who is there every day, and we always enjoy his company. So some children's programs that we hosted. We had STEAM Storytime, Tickles and Giggles, Zoom Storytime, Caregiver's Corner, Homeschooler Hive, which is an ongoing program that invites, we have our own once a month program for Homeschooler Hive, but there is a homeschooling group who attends weekly at the library, and they prepare their own programs, and they've given us lots of praise for hosting them, and we're grateful they come. Hands-on Tuesdays and then BIAC, like I touched on earlier, and over 180 children attended these early literacy programs in November. So those are just some of our book clubs. We have the Teen Rebel Readers, and then our 2 adult book clubs, including Love of Literacy and Cup of Crime, and we had about 20 book club participants. And then our adult teen take and make activity kits, they're very popular, and it's one thing we increased actually in December for this month's kit because they were gone within a day. Fiero Coding Club, we're still looking for new members, but the kids really love it. And our connection kits are very popular at the library, so there's all sorts of different kits you can borrow, including things that can teach you things as well as just for entertainment. And they go out regularly. So we have lots of community partnerships. This month with the Renfrew Area Connection Center, we have our Tuesday community program days, which Jana runs, and they're either informative or they're for entertainment. Today's a game day, so she had a big group going today. And then our partnership with the town of Renfrew and Janine for all the great programs. We had a Remembrance Day display in partnership with McDougall Mill Museum, as well as our annual Family and Children's Services of Renfrew County. We hosted our Angel Tree, which they are actually picking up all the donations today or tomorrow. And we were able to sponsor almost 20 children and youth in our community, which we're really, really proud of. With Renfrew Pride, we partnered for a Transgender Day of Visibility. And with Quail Creek, I'm returning to visit inside the building in Quail Creek, where before it would just be a drop-off. So we're offering tech help as well as item delivery and assistance with whatever they need technology-wise. And the Women's Sexual Assault Center, we hosted one of the Tuesday community programs. We partnered with them for a Healthy Relationships program. And then those are just some images of some of the outreach and our extension services, which included the Quail Creek delivery. Jana met with the group at, sorry, I can't see that far. The group at St. Joe's. She met with them for the Gay Straight Alliance. And then there was a meeting that Janine touched on for the local organizations plannings. And then for our for the inclusion aspect of the Renfrew Public Library, we had the Transgender Day of Remembrance with the candlelight vigil, and it was very cold. But it was, I think we had 8 to 10 participants for that, and then they came back to the library to have a discussion. And on a ajouté des titres en français, so all our new French books that were added to the collection to represent our French patrons. And then we have our new program guide out, and it is available now, and we've had great comments about it. And that's about it, if there's any questions.
Okay, thank you very much for that. Councillor Degree, do you have any questions? Go ahead, Councillor Degree.
Thank you. Through you, Chair Andrew Dick, to Deputy CAO Murdoch. Just a question on slide 3. It's you touched on 200 ILLs or something were borrowed and lent. Does that mean where libraries lend back and forth? Is that what that is, or?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
So we have, instead of always buying the items that people request, if they're older titles, we will borrow from another library.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, I'll just add a comment. Great slides. I just love looking at these slides. I really appreciate the time you put into them. Director Thompson, she's doing a great job. You are too. Just wanted to give you the thumbs up because off camera I got in a little trouble. So I just wanted to give you a good shout out on camera. No, but in all, kidding aside, you guys do, everybody does a great job over there. I think Councillor Degree can agree. I love how we've intertwined the rec center and the library together into programming as a whole. And we already see the difference in the town, and I really, really enjoy seeing the updates every month, so thank you for that. Okay, so I'll close that window and open this one. We are now, again, thank you very much for those presentations. So now we're going to move on to reports. D.1, Community Services, which brings us to D.2, Economic Development, D.21, Potential Surplus of 436 Lisgar Avenue property, and Manager of no. Oh, can I have a motion to?
You have to read it.
Oh, I have to read it? Sorry, it's only my second meeting. I apologize to the public. Right there. Thank you. I do apologize. Oh, okay, thank you. All right, so I'm going to read the motion that the Community Service and Economic Development Committee directs staff to provide public notice on the potential surplus and future sale of 436 Lisgar Avenue. Can I have a mover? Councillor Legris, thank you. So now I will hand it off to Manager of Economic Development, Charbonneau.
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
So this report, as it's entitled, is regarding a potential surplus of 436 Lisgar Avenue. The town staff is going through our inventory of vacant land and land that's considered generally marketable, and we are going through our process as approved at the May 19th council meeting to dispose of land and market it. So this is part of that process. This is the first step, and for members of the committee who are new to this process, I've attached the policy for reference, as well as the public, if you're looking more into the process of how we deal in our vacant land dealings. So 436 Lisgar Avenue is up on the list next, and this is part of our strategy for getting rid of land and using it for better uses for our town, development-wise. And there is a screenshot, or there's a shot from GIS of the land parcel, in case you're wondering where that is and where it kind of fits into the landscape. So part of the policy, section 2 to be precise, it deems that notice to the public of a proposed sale or disposition of real property interest that is classified as being generally marketable shall be given by way of a publication in a newspaper that is in general circulation in the town of Renfrew and not less than 10 days prior to committee and council considering the approval for the sale. So again, we're at the very first step. We are seeking committee's endorsement to enter into a public notice. We simply put it up on our website and a local newspaper. We say we are considering the surplus, and then what happens is myself is listed as a contact. I receive any public feedback, concerns, support, interest in buying, so on and so forth. I relay those to committee and subsequently council at the next meeting, and then what happens if there's no real concerns expressed by the public, we then proceed to present a sale strategy for sale. So what I'm looking for today, after you've reviewed the report and the attached information, is approval to proceed with the notice. And for the budget piece of this, the cost encompassed in advertising the land will be coming out of the economic development operation budget. It's nominal. It puts it out there. We also put it on our website by way of Zen City. It's a really engaging platform. I encourage the public to check it out. It's on our website entitled Ongoing Projects. It will list everything you need to know about our surplus sale of properties and other very interesting projects. And it's a one-stop shop where the public and interested parties can subscribe and get real-time updates as they occur.
Thank you, Manager Charbonneau. Councillor Legris, go ahead.
Through you, Chair Andrew Dick. I think you've said, I just want to make sure. So I guess would be the second part when it comes back, once there's no issues and stuff like that and we decide to sell it, that, like, I want to make sure there's an expression of interest, I think it would be called, just to make sure that we're not selling to somebody where the land is going to stay vacant, you know, like I'd like to see if there's like 5 bids on it or whatever, I like to see what their plan of doing with it
Yes,
is.
you are correct, Councillor. What happens is we present a strategy, so it can be through an expression of interest, it can be simply putting it on realtor.ca, so on and so forth. With the other properties we've recently gone through this first step with, will be 210 Ready and a property on 7th Street. It was chosen that we go through the expression of interest, which staff are almost ready to put to the public, and then that has potential or interested parties do exactly what you just said, yes.
Perfect, thank you for clarification.
Okay, thank you. I have nothing to add to this. Like Manager Charbonneau said, it's just the first step. Nothing's getting sold yet, so I will call a vote. All in favor? And that's passed. Thank you, Manager Charbonneau. Is it Manager Charbonneau? Or is it Manager Economic Development Charbonneau? Okay, thank
Whatever
you.
you prefer, Manager Charbonneau is much
Okay,
shorter.
thank you so much. I just want to make sure we're following the rules here. Okay, so now we're going to move on to D.2.2, additional naming rights at the MyFM Center. I will hand the floor over to you, Manager. Thank you very much. Okay. Can I have a motion that the Community Services and Economic Development Committee receive an update on naming right opportunities at the MyFM Center of 1 program room and 1 ice resurfacer and waiver of insurance requirements? Councillor agree? Thank you. Now I will pass it off to Manager Charbonneau.
Thank you, Chair. So this is to provide an update on, as stated, the additional naming rights we've discovered opportunity for at the MyFM Center, which is a part of the Mattaway expansion project. At the April 25th meeting, staff was directed to bring forward agreements for the confirmed naming rights at the MyFM Center, and I have listed those there. They are for a number of areas, items at the current MyFM Center. Those went through at the October 24th meeting, so they are in place. The total is there. Thus far, we've confirmed $40,250 in naming right sponsorship. And through the expansion exercises and activities, we have identified additional opportunities for naming rights. So that would be a multipurpose room 1 and 9 dressing rooms. And we also discovered that an additional ice resurfacer space was available. And this will be an additional revenue of $13,000 annual. So this will up our potential sponsorship revenue from the $40,250 to $53,250. As part of the agreements and going back and forth with the interested parties, a caveat or a clause in our lease agreement regarding them to hold insurance was highlighted a number of times in consultation with senior staff and as well as our legal counsel. It was deemed that this clause is not really applicable. We carry insurance for the building in general, and it can be seen as a barrier to some partners, and we want interested parties to be reflected at our space and as well support our operating budget for the space. So we are proposing to waive that. And just to remind everyone, naming right terms are for a total of 10 years, and we do have the option to renegotiate at the 5-year mark. And all those who enter into the naming right sponsorship agreements are responsible for signage costs. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to take them.
Thank you. Councillor Agree, do you have any questions? Okay. I'm just going to make a comment. Great. I think I made it clear last year that I wasn't very happy with the price people are paying, but here's the thing. We're here now, and we can't go after more money for the new stuff because we're kind of got a structure going, and I think we need to stick with that structure and thank all the sponsors that are coming through, and we got to appreciate that they're supporting this venture. So great job, and correct me if I'm wrong, we have 9 dressing rooms, a multi-purpose room, and an ice resurfacer all open to the public right now if they're interested in advertising.
You are correct. We are articulating and finalizing our expression of interest package, and we do anticipate that will go out very shortly. It will be posted on our website, and myself is listed as the contact, so I welcome any opportunity to discuss these further. And again, very proud of the work that the Economic Development Department has done. Yes, they are, we've listed them all here. There's a substantial amount of work that goes into the leases, so I'd also like to thank Coordinator Collins, who's done a substantial amount of work on this as well to get this over the finish line.
Absolutely, 100% agree with you, Manager Charbonneau. You guys did a great job. So yeah, so to the public, because I know when this all first started and it was kind of getting out in the public, a lot of people were reaching out, well, how come I didn't get a chance? How come I didn't? Well, we have your chance now, so there's lots of advertising opportunity and marketing value out at the MyFM Center. So get a hold of Manager Charbonneau and she will help you out. So we have to vote on this? Or is this just a report? All in favor? All right, passed. Thank you. I do apologize for not being fully prepared today. Okay, so D.23, the MyFM Center leases. May I have, keeping note that we are pulling out the MyFM lease revised portion, and that will go directly to council. So can I have a motion that the Community Service and Economic Development Committee recommend Renfrew Town Council approve the leases and direct staff to execute agreements with the following partners: Renfrew Chiropractic and Rehabilitation Center and Ultimate Fitness, because we are pulling the My Broadcasting Corporation lease out. Can I have a mover? Thank you, Councillor Agree. I will pass it over to Director Charbonneau, Manager Charbonneau.
Thank you, Chair. Again, this is just more formalization, bringing forward to committee to solidify and confirm the leases that are ongoing and that we are looking to bring across the finish line so we can get everything ready and confirmed prior to opening. So the lease agreements as attached, they have been confirmed, and the final agreements will be entered into once authorized by bylaw at the January 9th, 2024 council meeting. So the lease terms are to commence February 1st and are for a total of 10 years. Provisions in the tenant charges encompass for the leasehold improvements for the specialized millwork that had to be done in each space and the flooring upgrades that were considered and identified by each tenant. And we will see additional tenant agreements come forward in the new year. We're articulating final costs and details for those. And for the financial piece, the proceeds from the above lease agreements, and they're confirmed, and they're estimated to be $141,778 plus HST and annual revenue. So again, these all help to shape our community hub that will be the MyFM Center and put value into the space and add value to the community's experience there, as well as add to our operational budget and to help sustain and grow the space as it continues. And we will be presenting the agreements as stated, the additional agreements in the new year. And again, I'd just like to highlight all the work that's been done from all levels of management on these. They look easy in a one-page report. There's a lot of work that's gone into this from the tenant side as well as staff. So I'd like to just highlight and commend the hard work that's been done by everyone on these. And I look forward to seeing the space opening and thriving and serving the community.
Thank you, Manager Charbonneau. Councillor DeVry, go ahead.
Through you, Chair Andrew Dick, to Manager Charbonneau. Just a question. So I went through it, I read it all, and everything looks fine. I just have a question. I think it's on page 2, item number 6. It says the tenant acknowledges that there are cleaning, maintenance, and security alarm services available through the landlord at additional cost. Now, how I read that, I don't think we will be cleaning the units, and maintaining them for them, or?
Yeah, so very good observation. This has been discussed. It's when they are available. At this point in time, we have ascertained we're doing base levels, so when they become available, they will be provided at an additional cost above and beyond their lease payment of their monthly rent.
Okay. I just didn't want to see everybody phoning us for like light bulbs and doorknobs and clean my unit, because I don't think we have the staff to be doing that.
No, we do not. It has been articulated, and it's an ongoing conversation. Director Thompson has been involved in those as well. But yes, the leases this is sort of a catch-22. They were done prior to things being formalized and finalized. So when/if they are available, they're not encompassed in the rent. They'll be over and above.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, I have no comments. Great job. And so hearing no other question. Do you have another question? Okay. So keeping in mind to the public that we are pulling the MyFM lease out of this portion, and we're going to vote on the others. All in favor? Perfect. That's passed. Thank you. Okay. So moving on to D.2.4. Could I have a motion that the Community Service and Economic Development Committee recommend Town Renfrew Council direct staff to publish expression of interest packages for one available tenant space and one pro shop space at the MyFM Centre? Councillor agree? And I will pass it over to Manager Charbonneau.
Thank you, Chair. Okay, so this is my last report, in case anyone's wondering. So, as stated in the recommendation, we're seeking that staff be directed to publish expression of interests as we proceed through our lovely Mattaway expansion project. That's the MyFM Centre. We have identified there is one available tenant space and one space for a pro shop to fit into the overall grand picture. And what we're looking to do is articulate some expression of interest so we can put these opportunities out to the public and highlight the requirements and get some feedback and some interest and what that looks like. Again, there's one tenant space and one pro shop. The tenant space is on the second floor with the other tenant spaces, and then the pro shop would be on the main floor in the existing rink. And again, this will fit into the larger picture that the MyFM Centre, serving as a community hub, serving as, a lot of one-stop shop for places and to serve our community. And we will be, should we be endorsed to do this, we will have the expressions of interest out very shortly. Staff has gone and drafted them, so we do anticipate having them out in the near future, should there be no disagreements on that matter. And if anyone has any questions, I'd be happy to take them.
All right. Thank you, Manager Charbonneau. Councillor Green, do you have any questions? I have no questions on this. It's pretty straightforward. All in favor? Passed. All right. So communications and petitions. E.1. BIA board meeting minutes, November 13th. This is just a discussion. Do we have anything to discuss? Well, okay, fair enough. Moving on to committee minutes. Can I have a motion that the Corporate Service and Economic Development Committee confirm the minutes of committee meeting 1-2023 dated November 21st, 2023? Can I have a mover? Thank you, Councillor Green. Any discussion? None? All in favor? That is passed. Okay, so moving up to upcoming meetings of committee, the next regular scheduled meeting of the Community Service and Economic Development Committee is scheduled for January 16th at 2024 at 2 p.m. Thank you. Oh, I was just going to thank everybody, then adjourn. So can I thank, then adjourn? I'd just like to thank everybody in attendance today and everybody watching online. We appreciate you coming out. So, adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? I don't.
You have power to adjourn.
I adjourn this meeting at 1:54 p.m. Thank you.